floating against a vast sky, its colors vivid and its movement a silent, steady rhythm. The American flag is a site of profound resonance. For millions, it is more than a mere rectangle of fabric, it is the living emblem of a nation's soul. A shorthand for the complex, interwoven concepts of freedom, liberty, and democracy. Yet, to see it only as a static icon of patriotism is to miss its true power. The Stars and Stripes is a dynamic symbol, forged in revolution, tested in civil war, brandished in global conflict, and debated in domestic dissent. Its history is a mirror, reflecting not only the highest aspirations of the American experiment but also its deepest struggles, making its story a detailed and compelling analysis of a nation perpetually striving to live up to its founding ideals. The genesis of the flag is intrinsically tied to the birth of American democracy itself. In the crucible of the Revolutionary War, the 13 colonies, disparate in their economies and cultures, required a unifying banner to represent their collective break from the British monarchy. The apocryphal tale of Betsy Ross stitching the first flag, while likely a patriotic legend, captures a fundamental truth: the flag was a deliberate creation of a new republic, designed to visually articulate its core principles. The original design, with its 13 stars arranged in a circle, was a potent declaration of equality and unity, a new constellation, where no single state held precedence over another. The 13 stripes echoed this foundation, representing the unified colonies that dared to challenge an empire. In this context, the flag was not merely a military standard but a radical political statement. It symbolized a departure from the heraldry of kings and nobles, representing instead a government derived from the consent of the governed and a nation built on the promise of individual liberty. This nascent symbolism was put to its most severe test during the American Civil War. The conflict transformed Old Glory from a symbol of a young republic into a sacred emblem of national preservation. For the Union, the flag represented the indivisible nature of the nation and the endurance of the democratic experiment against the threat of dissolution. President Abraham Lincoln masterfully harnessed its power, framing the war as a struggle to ensure that a government, of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. The flag, carried into brutal battles from Gettysburg to Antietam, was sanctified by the blood of those who fought to defend it. Its triumph over the Confederate battle flag was not just a military victory but an ideological one, forever associating the Stars and Stripes with the abolition of slavery and the reassertion of a unified, democratic nation. While the road to true racial equality would be long and arduous, the Civil War irrevocably redefined the flag, embedding within its fabric the promise of a new birth of freedom for all its citizens. As the United States emerged onto the world stage in the 20th century, the flag's symbolism expanded and grew more complex. During 2 world wars, it became an international beacon of the fight against autocracy and tyranny. The iconic photograph of Marines raising the flag on Iwo Jima captured the imagination of a nation and its allies, transforming the banner into a global symbol of sacrifice, resolve, and the fight for liberation. Throughout the Cold War, it stood as the foremost emblem of democracy and capitalism in the ideological battle against Soviet communism. For countless people living under oppressive regimes, the American flag represented hope and the possibility of a freer life. However, this international presence also gave rise to a dual perception. In nations subjected to American military intervention or political influence, the flag was often viewed not as a symbol of liberation, but of imperialism and overreach. This dichotomy is crucial to understanding its power. Its meaning abroad is not monolithic but is interpreted through the varied experiences of those who see it. Perhaps the most compelling evidence of the flag's deep connection to freedom and democracy is found in the impassioned debates it ignites within the United States. The flag has been a central feature in social and political protest for generations, used by citizens to challenge government policy and demand that the nation live up to its professed values. During the Civil Rights Movement, activists marched with the flag to assert their rights as American citizens, demanding the freedoms it promised. In the Vietnam War era, Protesters used the flag in controversial ways, sometimes wearing it, sometimes flying it upside down, and in rare instances, burning it, as a powerful act of dissent against a war they believed betrayed American ideals. This led to landmark Supreme Court cases, such as Texas versus Johnson, 1989, which affirmed that flag desecration, however offensive to many, is a form of protected speech under the First Amendment. This legal reality presents a profound paradox. The ultimate defense of the freedom the flag represents is to protect the right to deface the symbol itself. It demonstrates that the ideals of democracy are more important than the cloth object that symbolizes them. Today, the flag continues to be a focal point in the culture wars, with different groups seeking to claim it as their own, proving that it remains a vibrant, and at times contested, arena for defining what it means to be an American. In conclusion, the American flag is far from a simple piece of patriotic iconography. It is a historical document, a political text, and a cultural artifact that has absorbed the passions, triumphs, and contradictions of the nation it represents. From its origins as a revolutionary banner to its role as a symbol of an indivisible union, a global power, and a tool of domestic protest, the flag has remained at the center of the American conversation. Its enduring power lies not in a universally agreed upon meaning, but in its capacity to embody the very essence of democracy, a continuous, often contentious, but ultimately resilient dialogue about the nature of freedom. The Stars and Stripes is a living symbol, constantly being reinterpreted by the people it serves, and in its ability to withstand such fervent debate, it proves itself a fitting emblem for a nation built on the enduring strength of its ideals.